Sound of Freedom shocked everyone in Hollywood and in the mainstream media when on 4th of July, it was the top grossing movie at the box office, even beating Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, something that has a budget of about 20 times that of Sound of Freedom. But everyone was pretty sure there's no way this could continue. This was a fluke. This is a one-time thing. Yet despite the fact that they have had very little marketing other than word of mouth and people spreading the word about this movie, Sound of Freedom continued to do really well throughout that entire weekend, $40 million in its first 6 days at the box office, and has continued since then, taking not only the #1 spot again, but now that Mission Impossible is out with another blockbuster movie, Sound of Freedom is still sitting at #2, beating not only Insidious the Red Door, but still beating Disney's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And the mainstream media has not backed off. They've continued to attack this movie relentlessly. And these attacks are not just going after, say, the political viewpoints of some of the people involved with this movie, including the lead actor Jim Caviezel, but they've been attacking the content itself. A movie about child trafficking, exposing some of the horrors of child trafficking, and somehow trying to claim that it's just a big conspiracy theory, despite the fact that there's tons of evidence and proof and numbers and data to back up the fact that this is a big problem in the world. Somehow, some people in the mainstream media and in Hollywood have had a problem with movies exposing child trafficking. Wonder why that is. Nevertheless, when you look at what it did on Wednesday at the box office, Sound of Freedom, 4.4 million, doubling up Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Obviously a big debut for Mission Impossible. Will continue to be a big weekend for Mission Impossible at the box office. Well deserved. I love that movie. Go see that movie, but also go see Sound of Freedom. And of course, Jim Caviezel's not just going to sit there and ignore some of the stuff that's been happening. He's talked specifically about some of the media attacks. Outkick did a piece on this. Shout out to Christian Toto. Media's insane attacks on Sound of Freedom films speak volumes. I am not surprised. Once again, I'm not surprised that they would go after some people because there's conservatives that are involved in this film. Yeah, Hollywood, the mainstream media, they despise you if you're not a leftist. We understand that. That was predictable. But to go after the content of the movie itself, obviously it's hyperbolized, right? It's based on a true story. They even show footage from actual things that happened in this story, from actual crime busts, actual stings that they did, real arrests that were made, and real children that were trafficked throughout this entire thing. So it's not like this is some grand conspiracy. That's insane for anyone to think that simply putting a movie out there about child trafficking, about human trafficking, is some sort of conspiracy. Yet that's how the media has been attacking this film. And now we get this news. This is even crazier, that when you look at all the theaters around the country, they're doubling down on Sound of Freedom. They are adding screens. Despite Mission Impossible coming out, they're adding theaters for Sound of Freedom and taking them away in mass for Indiana Jones. Exhibitors are so over the moon with Sound of Freedom, they're adding 400 theaters in its second weekend. Bold move when MI7, major tentpole from major studio debuts and holdovers, would naturally lose those theaters to feed the new beast that very weekend. Indiana Jones is losing 735 theaters, while Sound of Freedom is gaining 400. Exhibitors daring to strip over 700 theaters from Disney film on its third weekend while adding theaters to a smaller studio's film would have been unthinkable not long ago. Well, you better start thinking it because, one, Disney is dying. Disney box office is dying. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is probably set to lose $250 to $300 million at the box office. While something like Sound of Freedom, small budget, $14 million, it's already made money. It's already made a profit. And people are continuing to spread the word and pay it forward. Some people even buying tickets so other people can go watch this movie. It will not stop, despite the fact that woke Hollywood and the woke mainstream media are desperate for this thing to lose energy and lose momentum. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.